In a league built on its many stars, the NFL should be able to replace its quartet of retiring legends, Peyton Manning, Charles Woodson, Calvin Johnson, and Marshawn Lynch. But 3 of those 4 are headed to Canton, 2 of them slam dunk first ballot guys. When you consider the impact Manning and Lynch have on pop culture in addition to football, plus the way Woodson and Johnson helped revolutionize their positions, it's not as simple as picking the next great quarterback or receiver as the heir to these 4's thrones, though greatness is certainly one prerequisite. Hello, Arthur Arkish here with Pro Football Weekly, taking a stab at identifying the 4 guys aged 27 or younger who are next in line to fill the impossibly large shoes of Manning, Woodson, Johnson, and Lynch. The next Manning, Panthers quarterback Cam Newton. It'd be easy to go with Andrew Luck here, the real-life replacement for Manning, already on his way to rewriting his predecessor's Colts records. But we give the nod to Newton, the reigning MVP, who still needs 4 more to catch Manning for 2 reasons. First, he's changed the way the quarterback position is viewed in the modern era, much like Manning before him. What 18 did for no-huddle offenses and before the snap is a lot like what Newton is doing for running quarterbacks. Secondly, Newton strikes us as more marketable than the neckbeard. Like Manning, who did everything from Papa John's commercials to hosting Saturday Night Live, Newton's endorsement list keeps growing and he now has his own show on Nickelodeon. The next Woodson, Cardinals safety Tyrann Mathieu. Aside from his spectacular longevity, perhaps no trait defines Woodson quite like his versatility. By now you know he's the only player in NFL history with 50 interceptions and 20 sacks. Though the Honey Badger is highly unlikely to repeat that feat, his do-it-all skill set most closely reminds us of Woodson's. Mathieu is equally adept wreaking havoc as a blitzer, manning up a slot receiver, or playing the deep third. Of course, he was also a collegiate cornerback and dynamic two-way threat as a returner like Woodson. He never played traditional outside corner like Woodson, who was arguably the best at the game at that for a nice extended stretch, but both have innate playmaking ability, toughness, and the universal respect of their peers. The next Johnson, Falcons wide receiver Julio Jones. A ton of great candidates here, obviously, as the NFL is a passing league first and foremost, brimming with dominant number 1 targets. But for our money, no one has the dominant physical ability of Jones. Sure, Dez Bryant and Demaryius Thomas are up there from a size-speed ratio, but Bryant can't fly like Jones, and Thomas isn't as reliable of a catcher. Beyond the physical similarities, guys like Bryant, Antonio Brown, and Odell Beckham Jr. are anything but the quiet types like Megatron. Jones is also the guy in Atlanta, much like Megatron was for so long in Detroit. Jones saw an NFL-high 193 targets last season, a number only eclipsed by Johnson once in 2012 when his 204 led the league. Julio's 15-yard catch average, while not quite Megatron's 15.9, illustrates his home run ability. Will the Falcons start forcing it to Jones in the red zone so he can try and match the prolific scoring clip of Johnson? Stay tuned. The next Lynch, Rams running back Todd Gurley. If we're looking for someone as eccentric as Lynch, we'll be here a while. Instead, seeking a combination of running style and importance to their offense, we arrived at Gurley. Save for his final postseason appearance in 2015 when he was injured, and his second ever playoff appearance when Seattle fell into a big early hole, Lynch averaged more than 20 carries in the playoffs for Seattle. From 2011 through 14, he finished 4th, 2nd, 5th, and 4th in carries. That speaks to the way Pete Carroll built his offense around beast mode, the same way the Rams are poised to do with their own young quarterback around Gurley. As for the playing style comparison, Gurley is slightly bigger and faster, but both have elite footwork, instincts, pass-catching ability, and are more inclined to run through an opponent rather than around him, in addition to boasting that great long speed. There's no word yet on whether Gurley likes Skittles or making a mockery of press conferences, but his rookie season has already confirmed at least one thing. He's about that action, boss.